You step into an Apple store. Your current phone still works, but the battery drains faster than it used to, and there's a small crack on the screen. You start justifying the purchase in your head. You need it for work. It's an investment in productivity. So you spend $1,200 on the newest iPhone Pro Max in titanium and leave the store feeling accomplished, almost proud of yourself. Then you sit in your car and really look at the phone. It's smooth, futuristic, flawless. And suddenly your old, worn charging cable feels embarrassing. Plugging a masterpiece of technology into a cheap gas station cable feels wrong. So you buy a MagSafe charger for $40. When you get home, another problem appears. Your old plastic case looks awful on a premium device. You need the leather one for $60. Then you realize your wired headphones don't fit anymore. To get the full experience, you buy AirPods Pro for $250. Within 48 hours, a $1,200 purchase quietly becomes a $1,600 expense. You barely notice the process. This isn't about being bad with money. It's a psychological chain reaction that has ruined more lives than market crashes ever have. It explains why lottery winners often go broke and why dream homes become financial disasters. This phenomenon is called the Diderot effect. Most people believe they buy things because they need them, but in reality, you buy things because your other possessions demand consistency. New items create pressure. If you want to stop the spiral and keep the money you earn, you need to understand how this works. To do that, we need to travel back to France in 1765. Denis Diderot was a famous philosopher and one of the creators of the encyclopedia. Despite his reputation, he lived modestly, old clothes, worn rugs. A shaky wooden chair in a dusty room, and he was perfectly content. His life was simple. And it worked. Everything changed when Catherine the Great learned about his financial struggles. She admired his work and bought his entire library for a huge sum, allowing him to keep the books overnight. Diderot became wealthy, and like most people would, he decided to treat himself. He bought a luxurious scarlet robe, elegant, expensive royal. When he put it on, he felt important and refined. But when he sat down to write, something felt wrong. The robe looked magnificent, but his desk was old, scratched, and stained with ink. The contrast was unbearable. So he replaced the desk. Then the rug looked unacceptable, so he bought a new one. The new rug made the curtains look cheap. The curtains made the chair look worthless, piece by piece. He replaced everything until the entire room matched the robe, and in the end, he was broke again. Later, Diderot wrote an essay called Regrets on Parting with My Old Dressing Gown. In it, he admitted, I was the master of my old robe. I became a slave to the new one. That is the Diderot effect. This effect is even more dangerous today. Modern marketing is built to trigger it with precision. A single purchase becomes an identity upgrade, and your entire life is forced to follow. You're not buying an object. You're buying a role. A luxury car, an expensive watch, a high-status gadget. These items become anchors. They reset your baseline. Anything below that level starts to feel wrong. And you spend money just to restore harmony, not because you want to, but because your story demands it. This is why fake it till you make it is financially dangerous. A Rolex you can't afford will demand a suit, a car, and a lifestyle that destroys your budget. One purchase never ends the cycle. It starts it. To break this pattern, you need defenses first. Calculate the chain reaction cost, not just the item price, but everything it will demand later, if you can't afford the full system. Don't buy the anchor. Second, the one-in, one-out rule. Every new item should replace an old one. This prevents your life from turning into a storage unit and helps you maintain a sense of control. Third, conscious status downgrading. Modest status symbols give you freedom. A low-maintenance identity costs less and gives you more life. There is nothing wrong with nice things. The danger is not understanding the game. Consumerism promises completion but delivers endless resets. Don't become a slave to your possessions. Stay the owner of your life.